Hey everyone, I'm Steph with Contain Creations, and I'm going to show you how I plant up this spring planter. So let's get started. I'm starting with this lightweight oval, sort of squatty urn, lightweight. It's got a great drainage hole in the middle, and I'm going to place my drainage disc in the bottom. This is a Drain Smart disc. It's got felt on top, mesh on the bottom. I've cut off one end so that it's going to fit nicely in the bottom of my pot, and that is going to keep any dirt from escaping and prevent the drainage hole from clogging and letting my roots get too waterlogged. So there's the base of my pot. I'm going to grab a potting mix. This is just basic Miracle-Gro potting mix. Pardon some of my equipment here today, guys. It was just such a beautiful day here in March. I think it hit 70 degrees here in Richmond, and I'm just at my house. I'm not at my lot with my truck and all of my gear, so I'm kind of winging it with all the stuff that I had at my house, but hopefully that's kind of the situation you guys are in as well. Okay, there, I've filled it up. Perfect. Okay, it's about 2 inches down from the top of the pot. If I had some granular fertilizer like Miracle-Gro or Osmocote, I would sprinkle that on top, but I don't. But if you guys have some, go for it. Okay, so today I want to do a really classic blue and yellow spring combination. I love blue and yellow in the spring. It kind of reminds me of the gorgeous blue sky and the sunshine. But honestly, my heart is pretty heavy right now thinking about all the folks in the Ukraine, and obviously their national flag is the same beautiful colors, blue and yellow, so this one is for them. So my main centerpiece plant for this arrangement is going to be this Iceland poppy. It is called Spring Fever Yellow. Can't think of a better name than that. I'm just gonna give that pot a squeeze. Obviously that's a pretty big root ball. Probably gonna tear a little bit of this off the bottom. Take a hole in the middle. Bear with me, I prefer to plant facing the front of the pot, but since I want to show you guys how I do this, I'm doing it from behind. So I'm going to center this, and I'm going to plant all the way around it. This is going to be kind of a low moundy arrangement. But you can see that gorgeous, look at that beautiful color right there, that poppy. Lots of great fuzzy buds in here too. So hopefully we've got another week or so, probably more, of beautiful color there. Okay, now my next plant that I'm going to do as I work my way out toward the edges of this is a variegated sweet flag. Love this for height, a little bit of texture, kind of breaks up all the broad leaves and some of the other plants. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing down here, but a lot of the root balls kind of come off, which is great because the roots are still there, but it gives me more room to squish more plants into my arrangement. Tuck that in like that, right up against my poppy, really root ball to root ball. So that's kind of back in the back diagonal corner. I have one more. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'll do that in the front corner. Again, just shaking some of the dirt off. See, I started with a pot of soil about that big, but broken it down a little bit, and so now I've got more room. Okay, good. I'm just using the other soil that's already in the pot to tuck in around the roots, and if I need more, I've got my bucket, I can add more. Okay, here's another plant that's really interesting for an early spring container. This is a Plumosa. I'm laughing because the pot is listed as an exotic fern, but I know it as Plumosa. Florists use it. It's this beautiful kind of fringy, feathery fern, but it's a tough little plant and can take some cold, so I like to use it in spring containers. And it also gets these great little plumes sticking out. I'm going to do those kind of to fill in. I kind of did my my sweet flag in those corners. So I'll do my Plumosa in the opposite corners. As you're looking at it, your front right and then your back left. I always turn the plants. I like to do a 360 arrangement so that the arrangement looks beautiful from whatever angle, whatever side you're coming from. And because of that, I'm always turning the plants so that they're facing the best side out. Next is this, I'll squeeze in these gorgeous blue pansies. This is Matrix Light Blue. It's one of my favorite colors. I always like to tell folks to take a cue from Mother Nature. Can you see that little yellow eye in the middle of the pansy? Yellow poppy. It's not rocket science, guys. Take your cue from Mother Nature and pair your plants accordingly. A lot of times on pansies and violas, you'll find that there are multiple plants per pot. So you can see in here, there are actually 4 little pansies in here. So I'm going to split this so that I can distribute more of that beautiful blue around the whole pot. Let's just see if I can make some room. Push this guy in there. And I'm going to repeat it here on the back side, kind of between my sweet flag and the Plumosa. I've got my blue, so back here I have a sweet flag. And then I'm going to do another blue pansy back here. So now kind of the next larger plant I want to tuck in here. I think I'm going to do this Erica Heather. Love the texture of this tough little plant. These are already in bloom, but the blooms do stay on there for quite a while. So I think that's going to give a nice little kind of rougher, tougher texture to this arrangement. I like that guy. And I'm going to tilt this a little bit. I don't have a true spiller for this arrangement, but I like how I've got some long tendrils kind of sticking down here. So I'm going to plant this at an angle rather than straight up and down, and it's going to give me the look of having a true spiller or a trailer. It's kind of a little cheat. Okay, hard to tell from this angle, but I think that's pretty good. And I'm just going to cover up, even though that root ball is at an angle, I'm just going to add some more soil, cover it up. It'll do just fine. There's no rule that says the plants have to be perfectly vertical. Okay. Squish that good. I want him wider. And just turn him until he's where I like him. Okay, and the same thing, I'm going to repeat this Erica Heather in the back corner, on the opposite side. So I'm just kind of tearing up the roots a little bit, pulling them off. They're tough plants. Okay, same thing. I'm going to tilt it. Yes, I usually plant with bare hands. I like to be able to feel all the little roots, feel all the little air pockets that need to be filled. Now, I'd love to add a little bit more color over here in this open corner. I've got another corner here, the 2 opposite ends. So I'm going to use this gorgeous Primrose. This is Belarina Cream. Can you see that? Oh my gosh, softest, sweetest yellow. I love it. And I love the leaves of Primrose. To me, they look like baby lettuces, which are also a sign of spring. It's another trick. You can just kind of tap it up against your palm. Get some of that excess dirt off to help you squish it in. Squish and stuff, that's my official term for getting as many plants in the pot as possible. Need a little bit more room, so I'm taking some more soil out. Okay, oh, so cute. So I just tucked one in the back there, and then I'll do one to counter it on the other side. Here's another one. this guy in here. Press it down. Let me get it at a little bit of an angle there. That's good. Kind of balances out the heather over here. I would like to see a little bit more yellow in the front and maybe some more blue throughout this. So we're going to go back in, and again, here's a viola with beautiful yellow, two shades of yellow on their faces. So sweet. I love violas because they don't require quite as much deadheading as pansies do. And again, guys, I'm just separating these into smaller plants that I can then dot throughout the arrangement. I'll try and do this so you guys can see this way. Just gonna kind of squish this guy together and tuck him in. Make a hole. Love it. Love the smaller viola up against the smaller faces of the viola flowers up against the larger blue faces of the matrix pansies. And do another one here in the back. I just want to see this pretty stuff all the way around the arrangement. And I feel like I have, so you guys can see, I feel like I have a little bit of a hole here, and same thing on the other side. And I feel like since I've got this creamy yellow here and the white here, I feel like I want another pop of blue. So I'm going to take another one of my matrix blue pansies and just divide that. Looks like there are 3 little plants in this one. I just need 2, so that's perfect. Here, I'll turn it around so you can see. Just need to squish this guy in here. Good, now I've got a little bit more blue right next to my yellow and my white. Try this down, you can see full 360-degree view. Thankfully, I have a little bit more room on this side. Got this nice guy in there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So, there you have it. Just gonna keep tucking in, making sure everything, all the root balls are surrounded by dirt. It's gonna help keep them insulated when we get these chilly nights. And then to finish it off, 2 little tricks. One is my paintbrush from the dollar store. I love these. Keep them dry, and it's just great for brushing off all that extra potting mix around the edge of your pot, cleaning things up. Awesome. So that's one tip. And then lastly, particularly in the spring, I really like to use sphagnum moss as mulch. So this is kind of damp. I wet this a little bit and squeezed it and let it kind of dry out a little bit. But I kind of love the look of this kind of dry straw color underneath all of the rich leafy grassy greens and the bright colors. Plus, it really serves a purpose to help keep those roots warm and to help retain water, because it's early in the spring. We haven't been out watering our plants that much. We might not be in the habit. Oops, I lost a little pansy down there. Oh well, they'll come back. I'm just gonna do this all the way around. Love to let a couple of strands hang down over the edges. Just gives it that finishing touch. If you have anything that's a little leggy or a little droopy, it's kind of support them too. Going all the way around. I'd probably be doing this a little bit more slowly if I wasn't making a video, but you guys get the idea. There you have it. Beautiful blue and yellow spring container. Go plant something, guys.